Hello everyone, I hope you're doing good. So in today's lesson, I'm going to carry on with the American series of literature, and I'm going to speak about one of my favorite movement, which is the Gothic literature. I'm going to start with a brief or small definition about Gothic literature, then I'm going to carry on with the characteristics of Gothic literature, then I'm going to give you a small summary about the poem The Raven, written by Edgar Allan Poe, and finally I'm going to round off with some themes related to the poem The Raven. So let's start with a brief definition. Gothic literature, or it is also known under the name Gothic architecture. This type of writing is focused on decay, ruins, horror, death, and sometimes romance. Characteristics of Gothic literature. Decaying settings. When we say decay, I'm talking about this type of writing when you imagine a huge house or abandoned houses falling apart, or when we imagine a rainy day or a castle. Curses. Usually a witch who curses people. For example, when a witch says to a person, whenever you get married, your children are going to be bald, and whenever this person get married, his children are going to be bald. Then we have prophecies. Usually a prophecy is said a long time ago and happened nowadays. It can be good or it can be bad. Then we have supernatural beings like demons, devil, werewolf, and ghost. Romance, but usually romance it is followed by death. Then we have heroes, like the protagonist and the antagonist. And finally, we have the intense emotion. We note these emotions within the characters. For example, fear, excitement, a joy that is abolished by fear again, and etc. So now I'm going to give you a small summary about The Raven, the poem which is written by Edgar Allan Poe. It starts in a cold December. The narrator was alone, reading to distract himself to get over the loss of his beloved Lenore. He has heard a rapping on his chamber door. He opens it and screams Lenore, but there was no one but the darkness. Then he heard a tapping on his window, and a raven enters his room. The narrator asks for its name, but the raven answers nevermore. He sat in front of him so that he would understand the meaning of nevermore. The narrator told himself that he's going to be left just like his beloved ones did, but the answer was nevermore. A nice atmosphere and a perfumed one got the narrator's attention, and he asked the raven whether the angels are responsible for it, but he answered nevermore. The narrator feels hopeless, and the bird sat on the chamber door forever, and he will forever live in the shadow of the narrator. There is many themes related to the poem, like sorrow. At the start of the poem, the narrator was reading volumes or book to distract himself from reality and to relieve himself from the loss of Lenore. And also we have fear, when the narrator fear the tapping and rapping at the window. So the narrator felt afraid. And we have also supernatural beings like the raven, because the narrator at the beginning is afraid of the raven, who is rapping and tapping at the window, which created this eerie and eccentric atmosphere, which means this mix of mystery and fear. And also we have grief, which is caused by the loss or death of his beloved one, Lenore. But the strange and unusual thing, it is the name of the narrator beloved one, Lenore, because Lenore, its connotation, it's light, which is incompatible with the gloomy and dark atmosphere of the poem. It seems to strike a jarring note or in disharmony with this dark atmosphere of the play.